Good morning, stackers. Where is Platinum's best buy zone? If you're hoping to scoop it up a little bit lower, then here we'll also do a regular precious metals price analysis of gold and silver with me, Joe Main, brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, and Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. It's Wednesday, the 16th of July, 2025. Let's do a quick synchronized slurp. Slurp your beverage. All right, shall we go? Let's do it. This is Platinum on the monthly time frame, zoomed out 1,363. Obviously, the best buy zone is wherever you can get it at its lowest. Duh. So, down here would have been great at the March 2020 lows, of course, and this accumulation pattern for the last, 10 years. Roughly, but when it broke out of that $1,100 range, that would have been a good signal to go, okay, we're breaking out of a major range. And now that we've broken up to 1,430, possible dip here, quite potentially. Let's, I'll pop on I don't have any indicators. What I'm going to show you right here, actually, I will pop on the indicators right here. I have a level, and I think it's the best buy zone. Okay, I do think it's this. Now, let me just pop on the Fibonacci from this high and this low, and we've got the big zag zone. Okay, so it's not the best buy zone, it's the big zag zone. Now, this is from this high and this low. We did get into the area between the 0.382 and the 0.618, again, from this high and that low. And that was anywhere between 1,230, anywhere up to 1,630. And we found bang on exact resistance at the 0.5, right there at 1,430. Now, when I pop into the weekly time frame, and I'll also pop on my indicators right here, the RSI, for example, it is looking a little bit oversold, and you can see it's quite oversold here on the weekly time frame. Also on the daily time frame, you had that bearish divergence playing out as well, which still looks like it might be. You had that double top here on the daily time frame. Let me quickly show you right there, that little double, well, you had that higher high, then you had that lower high, and then you had that double top, and then that lower high again. So I have been saying I do think we tick over a little bit. Now the question is, what is that best buy zone? What I'm looking for is confluence between a couple of different areas. Let me just get rid of that and that for you. Hit the big red subscribe button to join the Good Morning Stackers family, because I do very regular precious metals price analysis and Bitcoin and crypto too. So you had that bottom end right here of that $1,230 range. Now, because I do believe that we do see lower prices from here, just for at least for a shorter period of time, and I do believe this is the pivot high, came up to that major Fibonacci level, I'm going to take it from, I'm going to do some new Fibonacci from a major low and a major high, at least on the weekly time frame. So I think the most obvious one is here, and take it all the way up to there. Now, what I'm looking for is the zag zone, or the expected support range. I want to see if there's any confluence happening, okay? So if I get rid of this and this for a second, just so you can see it a little bit more clearly, U and U. So now I'm going to take it from here. Now, I think some of you have already figured this out. Now I'm going to take it from the 0.618 to the 0.382. Now, that's the new normal support range that you can come down to from after a significant low and a significant high. So you can get anywhere down into this zone, anywhere between $1,100 US. Even if you get down into there, it's not time to panic. You get all the way down into there, and that actually fits perfectly with its breakout when it came out of its accumulation range. So isn't that interesting? So anywhere down to 1,100, I think is fine, and you wouldn't want to panic, okay? But here, what I find interesting, right here at the top end, is that $1,230 range. Why was that? Why does that ring a bell for you? Because if I show you once again on the larger time frame, let me pop that back in. It's also now the bottom end of that larger zone right there. So top end of this support range and the bottom end of this resistance range, and that's sitting at that $1,230 mark. So for me, And that's setting up really well with previous resistance too. So we've broken through, come back to test that as support, 1,230. That is my area that I think we could come down to, where I think we'll probably bottom out around about there, 1,230. But if I want to put in a best buy zone, then let's take a quick look at that. And I'll get rid of you and you. And I'm going to say that's the best buy zone. I'm going to stick with here. So anywhere between that 1,230 and that $1,100 range. That is my new best buy zone for platinum. I'm going to pop that in. Let's see. I'm going to pop that in here. Alrighty. Best buy zone. 1,100 to 1230 roughly. Cool. That's on the inside. It's in the center. Fantastic. That is my best buy zone for platinum right now. Now, might we not get there? Absolutely. Could we bounce off a certain level, say 1300, and then rocket up from here? That would be incredibly bullish. But please bear in mind, anywhere down into this area from this low and this high, really normal. Okay, so that's my best buy zone, 1100 all the way up to 1230. And I'm favoring, my bet is we more so probably bounce off that 1230 area. But again, technically that would be at the top end of the best buy zone. So technically it's in the best buy zone. So that is my humble opinion. I do think we see lower prices from here. I do think the bearish divergence plays out just for a little bit longer. Could I be wrong? Yes. Should you dollar cost average anyway? Yes, just do it that way. That's my best buy zone. Let's take a look at gold very quickly. Let's see what gold's done. Gold, here it is on the 4-hour time frame price in USD, $3,330. Yesterday on the live show, we talked about the fact that we had come exactly up to that $1,375 level that I had been talking about previously, and it has remained as resistance. Let me show you right here. Is it going to be that one? No, it doesn't matter. I'll just get rid of that, and I'll get rid of that, and I'll get rid of that. Actually, I'll do that. And you can see very clearly it was from here and here. And I did say it needed to clear and hold, and we found it as exact resistance. And we're still just in this weird trading range between the 0.382 and the 0.618. So it's really battling at the moment between here and here. I need to see it in order to say new all-time highs coming for gold anytime soon, at least to clear and hold that one, 3,375. Cool. Also, you have this downtrend line that we've just come and tested. So that's good. All I need to see it do is remain above that 3,325 and remain above that downtrend line. Okay, sure. So what I would love to see is the following. Let's do this, please and thank you. Let's do something like that. Get above there. That remains as support this time. Then we are obviously breaking through there is going to be the absolute kicker. But as I would say, as long as you can hold above that 3,375, I'll say new all-time high coming in gold like really quickly in just a matter of a few weeks rather than a matter of a few months. Until you're above there, I've got to say, well, it just could be any, I don't know, no idea. But I'd say quite quickly if we can hold that 3,375. So that's for gold, and you don't want it to clear. You don't want it to close below the downtrend line. You really don't want it to close below about $3,300 because that would potentially set up for some lower prices. If we start closing below around about 3,300, then we'll start talking about lower prices. But we're not there yet. We're just in this weird kind of no man's land trading range. That is gold. And let's finally take a look at silver, then we'll quickly do copper as well. Here is silver on the 4-hour time frame, priced in USD, $37.80. We have seen that dip from $39. Okay, we did posit if we were going lower, where could we go down to? And I did happen to mention that $37.60 kind of range. And this was, if I get rid of the old school Fibonacci, let me get rid of the 1980s Fibonacci right here. And I'll pop you down. I did say watch out for anywhere down into the zag zone, okay, and that is between here and here. Now we've bounced off so far off the 0.5, pretty much exactly. Now I do find some interesting confluence here. So we've bounced off the 0.5. I like that little spike down. We've remained above. Okay, so we spiked down, but we're closing around about that area, and we've opened the day. I think, have we opened the new day? Yes, we have opened the day green as well. So I like the fact that we're down there. I'll also show you what I like. Right there, if I show you on the larger time frame, let me go back actually. I'll do that, and all I'll do is I will move it. I'll go back to the 4 hour. So that's that move. Then if I take this from here, watch this level right here. So that's at that 37.70 kind of range. If I go down to here, does that find any support? Gee, now that's at the top end of this zag zone. So instead of being at the 0.5 Fibonacci, now it's at the 0.382. Okay, that would be very bullish. So if you were correcting either that move, so if you were only correcting that move, well, it got into the zag zone. Okay, if you're correcting this move, it got into just at the top end of that zag zone, so that's good. And interestingly, which I find very interesting, if I take it from, if I take it on the daily and I take it to this one here, it's also right there at the 0.236. So there's kind of like 3 areas of confluence here on a couple of different sort of time frames as such. So from that low and that high, also, you're at the 0.236. So could we be turning around here? Yep, absolutely. It's a nice little risk to reward around about here. Also on the 4 hour, you've come down and you've pretty much reset. You've come down into the halfway point around about that sort of 40-50 area. Not bad, okay? Not a bad little reset, and pretty quick reset as well. But if we just quickly go out to the more zoom out, on the daily, I will warn you, we may have a bit of potential bearish divergence playing out. So just bear in mind that. So we've got a higher high on the daily, and we have so far, and that's definitely a pivot there, that's a lower high on the daily. So it's great to see silver, it hit that $39 area, bit of a dip. Might this be the time for you to load up a little bit more? Sure. Should you just be dollar cost averaging anyway? Yes, of course. Just bear in mind though, bit of bearish divergence potentially. We need to see it clear and hold above 39 pretty quick smart in order to say this is just a little blip and then we're just rocketing up from here. Of course, I believe silver is going to $50 pretty soon. I believe it's going to triple digit silver in not that long of time. We're talking maybe year, 2 years, 3 years, something like that. And of course, I think that we're going much, much higher after that into sort of multiple triple digits in the years coming. That is silver. And finally, I'll just quickly have a look at copper because I'm adding that to the rotation at the moment. Yeah, look, not a lot to say. Copper is sitting still where it's been, so like $5.55. All you need to know for copper is we don't want to see it close back below $5. That's pretty much it, and a clear break above $5.90 would set it up really nicely. Let's have a quick look. Let's see, if I take it from a very kind of more shorter term time frame, if you were really bullish on copper and you want to see it go higher, I would just want to see it break and hold through its little mini zag zone. So I would say right here on copper, you're talking, it's got to get back up through here. So it needs to clear and hold $5.70 in order to say, all right, onwards and upwards we go. So nothing saying that yet, just in a bit of a trading range. Speaking of trading or buying precious metals, you should be buying from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. Why? If you want to buy physical precious metals, they're the best bullion dealer in all of Australia. Why? You have 20 or more items in your shopping cart, they will give you free shipping, right? First bullion business in all of Australia to do that. I think there's only one other, and I don't know if their things are as good. But anyway, these guys' prices are amazing, and they price match against other companies as well. There's a couple of terms and conditions. Go to the website, perthbullion.com.au. You know them. You love them. I hawk them every single time. perthbullion.com.au, and head over to Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. Why? I'm starting their year-long course in a very short amount of time on Monday. I'm going to be a student of the year-long course, but you can do their 10-week foundational course. Just if you want to learn to be a better investor, just do it, man. What's it going to cost you? Cost you a bit of money, but they're teaching you how to fish, okay? They're not just giving you a fish, they're teaching you how to do it yourself. And of course, if you want to be a part of the Mastering the Markets Academy, well, just do that. You can join for free, or there is the monthly subscription as well. And I could not highly recommend more. At least go to academy.masteringthemarkets.com and sign up for the free version, okay? And you'll get all their sort of usual publicly listed things that you can find on other social media, and you'll just get a little bit of a feel for it. And then I pretty much reckon you'll then want to sign up for their paid subscription as well. And that is masteringthemarkets.com. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, we do a final synchronized slip with my brand new haircut. I'm going live on Thursday tomorrow, so please join me there at 9:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time, where we'll do all the normal stuff we do, including Bitcoin and crypto too. Let's do a final synchronized slurp. 3, 2, 1, go. Thanks for watching another Precious Metals update. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking whatever you're stacking, and I'll speak to you soon.